made a good impression is an understatement.
Well, I had to let them know what they're going to be in for.
I think you're going to be the best police commissioner we've had in years.
And let's sit down and have the best lunch we've had in years.
I'm ashamed to say I don't get down to the waterfront like I should.
Well, that's one of the reasons I brought you here to Kelly's. And give you a chance to have a look at the area firsthand. I've got a lot of ideas as to how to clean up the waterfront.
Just make it safer, Commissioner.
Well, with the help of the city, that's precisely what I intend to do.
Well, nobody will be happier than I will. What can I get you gentlemen for lunch?
Well, to begin with, how about our menu?
We don't use them here, sir. Rosie has about a couple of today's specials, whatever they are. Oh, listen, have you seen Holly? She was coming down here.
She was here and gone. She's out on the job hunting trail. We went through the classifieds. I gave her a few suggestions.
What about her morale?
It was good when she left. Could be another story when she gets back. You know how it is. Would you like something to drink with that?
Well, coffee for me.
Oh, iced tea, if you have it.
Mr. Mayor, sir, for such an honored guest, if I didn't have it, I'd send out for it. We've got some.
Thanks, darling.
Now, before we continue with your ideas for the waterfront, how about the commissioner's house?
My honest answer?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm afraid it's just not me. Now, let me qualify that. It was probably all right for my predecessor, but with my bachelor background, it just doesn't fit in. I mean, what am I going to do with a 4-bedroom Victorian house?
I can see your point.
Look, what I need is a place that will double as both an office and a residence. Now, obviously, security's going to be a factor here. I mean, we're talking about a place that's got to be designed from the ground up to my specifications.
You've given us some thought.
Well, I'm going to find myself in a few ticklish situations. Consequently, anywhere I live, I've got to feel secure. Now, we're talking about probably a secret passageway here and there, surveillance equipment. On top of that, we've... Listen to this guy. I'm starting to sound like James Bond.
Well, from what I've heard, there was a time you were.
Look, the bottom line is, whatever we come up with is going to be expensive, and it's going to have to be approved.
I will be doing the approving, and you've got it. We'll put the commissioner's house on the market, and I'll put you in touch with an architect right away. Whatever you want, you've got it.
That's very generous of you, sir.
Well, it's selfish, too. I want to do my darndest to see that you like this job.
You're going about it the right way.
Here we go. Excuse me. New England clam chowder and homemade black
What did I
bread.
tell you?
It smells delicious.
You try it.
You don't mind if I wait for your reactions, do you?
Be our guest.
I heard you had a spot of excitement down here this morning. A motorcycle accident?
Yeah, they took him over to General. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Jimmy Lee?
Hey.
How do you feel?
Oh, you want to know?
I'm your doctor. Why don't you try me?
I can't get myself a deep breath.
Well, that's probably because of your broken ribs and the way we've taped you. So just try to relax and don't try to move.
How about the rest of me?
Well, the rest of you is a few superficial cuts and some pretty nasty bruises. The leg here, that's severe bruising. I want to keep you off your feet for a couple of days so that swelling goes down.
I don't know what happened. I guess I must have hit an icy patch. Hell, it all happened so fast. Icy patch, I guess. I guess that's what it was.
Jimmy Lee, there are a couple of questions.
Ma'am, I've been drinking, but that was the night before. I was at that place, that bucket of blood, I guess. But I was sober as a judge when I got on that bike. You can ask that lady over there at that diner. I swear it, ma'am. I wasn't drunk.
Well, that's all right. I mean, I'm not really that much concerned about it. What I am concerned about is that I do know who you are. I know your name. And I know that you're from Indiana. That's about all I know about you.
There's not much more to tell. I was just passing through. How soon can I get out of here?
As soon as you're well enough.
When'll that be?
It depends. You a fast healer?
Yes, ma'am. Comes from being broken up a lot. Like one of those lizards that grows a tail. Oh, grows a tail when you chop it off.
Jimmy, tell me something. It was an accident, wasn't it?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not much for killing myself, you know.
No, I didn't think so. So what are you going to do when you get out of here?
Go home.
To Indiana?
Yes, ma'am. What I came here for just didn't work out.
Excuse me, you said you were just passing through.
I did, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Must be all these painkillers you're giving me.
Listen, is there anyone that we can call for it?
No one would care.
Okay, well, you just try to relax. That's your best ticket out of this place.
Yeah. Oh.
You can keep him on the same medication for the next 24 hours unless I specify otherwise.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. I'll see you a bit later, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Tell me, how'd a pretty fellow like that ever get to be a doctor?
She went to medical school.
Kelly's Diner.
Hi, Rose. This is Monica Quartermain.
Hi, Monica. What can I do for you?
Well, I am calling about a man who was hurt outside your place.
Oh, yeah. How is he?
Yeah, well, very lucky to be alive. He's got a couple of cracked ribs and some bruises. But he should be up and around soon. Did you, by any chance, know him?
No, I never saw him before this morning. He came in, he ordered some coffee and left.
Did he seem intoxicated?
More like hungover.
Well, his ID says his name is Jimmy Lee Holt. Does that,
No, it doesn't sound familiar at all.
What about his attitude?
I don't know. He seemed kind of upset. More like mad, I guess. Anyway, all he really said was that he wanted to get out of town and fast.
Oh, yeah, well, he implied the same thing to me. My heavens, this guy's turning into a real mystery.
Well, let me know how it turns out.
Yeah, I will. Thank you for your help, Ruth. Bye-bye.
Dr. Banks, call the lab on line 4. Dr. Banks, call the lab on line 4.
Hello? Yes, I'm calling in reference to the window decorator position advertised in this morning's paper. I was wondering what qualifications I would need. That's all? I see. No, it sounds fine. I was wondering if I could come in for an interview. Great. Yes, my name is Holly Sutton. I'm sorry? Yes, that Holly Sutton. Yes, I understand. Goodbye.
You got my promise. One day a week, we'll come down to look at the waterfront.
Hopefully, in a month or two, you'll notice some improvement.
With you in charge, it's a given. And about that house, I'll have an architect get in touch with you immediately.
I appreciate it, sir.
I appreciate the lunch. We'll talk to you later. It was a delicious lunch, Mrs.
I'm glad
Kelly.
you enjoyed it, Mr. Mayor.
Sir?
So long, Robert.
You should have gone for the house.
That's just what Jackie's going to say.
Good, you're here.
Am I supposed to be?
I'm sorry. Stella called and asked if you were here.
Can we sit down, Scorpio? We have things to talk about.
Sure. Excuse me, darling.
I'll bring you some coffee.
All right. Now, first off, I know that Lila hired you to find my son, Eric.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, well, for reasons I don't know or even care about. But what is important is what has just occurred. There's a young man. He goes by the name of Jimmy Lee Holt. He's turned up in town. He claims to be Eric. He even has what looks like an authentic birth certificate, but I am positive the young man is an imposter.
You know about the photographs I showed Mrs. Quartermain?
Yes, I know they also match the one I have in my possession. Now, wait a minute. You say photographs, plural?
Yeah. One was taken at a military school at about age 12. The other one is a lot more recent. I've got them somewhere.
Well, I need to see them, Scorpio. Especially
Sure.
the recent one.
Sure.
I'll pay you whatever you want.
Wait a minute.
Double what Lila gave you. Just get me those pictures.
Mr. Quartermain, money is not the object here. You can have them for nothing.
I can.
Yeah, but look, you should know that I follow a very clear trail. Up to and beyond the most recent photograph. Beyond that, well, the trail petered out.
This young man is obviously an imposter.
An easy way to find out.
You just tell me how.
You've seen this birth certificate.
Yeah, seems to be authentic.
Right. Now, on the certificate should be the footprints of the newborn baby. Now, you take those prints, match them to your Mr. Holt, and if you have a match, well, you've found your long-lost son.
And if we don't?
You're off the hook.
Well, hello. Looks like you're looking for someone.
I'm looking for you. Jesse told me you would be up here. I've got to tell you, we now have proof that this man who claims to be my half-brother's an imposter.
Well, how did you do that?
We dug up some old photographs. He doesn't vaguely resemble the real Eric.
I bet Edward is smiling once again.
From ear to ear. I've got to tell you something. He was really a little bit afraid that this guy was going to turn out to be his son.
Well, once again, we have avoided another disaster. We can go on and live normal lives, such as they are.
Mm-hmm. Soon, I hope.
What do you mean, soon? What's
Well-
more is there to do?
Father's gone to see Robert Scorpio. Apparently, Mother had hired him to try and find the real Eric.
Why would she do that?
I haven't the vaguest idea. It doesn't matter, though. Now they dropped the entire search before they could locate him.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain why Edward needs to hire Robert Scorpio.
I think he needs him to run this imposter out of town.
Edward admitting he needs someone?
I'm telling you, the man was scared. The idea of his long-lost son returning to him absolutely terrified him.
Well, you better take notes, you know, because it could happen to you.
Are you referring to Jason?
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody ever told you what a cynic you are, Monica?
You, constantly, my sweetheart. I'm doing round. Bye.
Bye.
Well, what are you doing here? I thought you'd be out pounding the pavement.
Great town you have here, Robert. Full of helpful people. Always forgiving and ready to extend a hand and give you a second chance.
What happened?
My worst fears came true. Every place I went, I got the same cold shoulder.
Well, you need some recommendations.
Well, I already got one of those from Rose.
For what?
A catering firm down on Front Street.
What happened?
No jobs available until later this month.
Well, do you think they'll hire you?
Maybe. If they don't find out about my sordid past. How's your job coming on?
Performed my first official function today. Had lunch with the mayor.
Sounds like a fun job, dining with dignitaries.
Yes, all you have to do is run around the world for a few years, chasing the bad guys.
Something I know all about, only my view comes from the other side of the fence.
Not much difference, really. One wears a black hat, one wears a white one.
Except people hire ex-white hatters, and they kick ex-black hatters out of the door.
Wait a minute, wait. You've just given me a wonderful idea. You can come and work for us.
Us, as in...
The police department.
Oh, don't be dumb.
Come on, they're always looking for qualified people down there.
People with an arrest record?
Well, I'll make sure they overlook that.
Well, thank you very much, but really, I mean, me, Detective Holly Sutton, I can just wait until Basil and Oliver hear about that.
Well, actually, I was thinking of something along the lines of maybe records department or dispatch.
Thanks, Robert. I know you're being sincere, but I think I'm better suited to the catering business than the law enforcement business.
Well, what about meter mating?
I think I have too much heart for that. It's nearly as bad as dog catching, which, believe it or not, is one of the ads I was considering. What am I going to do? This all seems terribly hopeless.
Come on, look, it's only your first day. I've been looking for the right job for months.
Yeah, but you have the stamina.
So have you. Look, in the last few months, you've survived a few things that would have toppled mere mortals.
Only because there was no alternative.
Job hunting is exactly the same thing. You've got to go out and find it. There's no alternative to that.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll survive this, too.
Look, if you stay with it long enough, something is bound to come along.
You make it sound so simple.
It is simple. Getting a job, that's easy. Finding it, that's the bummer.
I knew there was a catch.
You got to stick with it. Stay with it long enough.
Yeah, when Luke gets back.
Everything will be beer and Skittles.
Well, you hungry? I can't guarantee how good the food is around here, but it sure does wonders in an empty stomach.
No, I don't think so. I'm still feeling a little bit queasy now and then.
Well, spend a couple of days around here and you might just change your mind.
Jimmy Lee's always taking care of himself. Won't be any different or any harder than before. As long as you drop in every now and then.
That's my job.
Just hope we can be friends.
Already are friends, Jimmy Lee. I'll come in and see you later.
You got it. You take care, Doc.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Scorpio's going to do it. I just talked to my father.
Do what?
He's going to help Father run this Jimmy Lee character out of town, supposedly with the footprints.
What did you just say?
What, do you have a hearing problem? I just said Robert Scorpio.
No, the name of the imposter.
Jimmy Lee?
Holt.
Yeah, Jimmy Lee Holt. What, didn't Father tell you his name?
No, he never mentioned it.
Wait a minute. How do you know, then, that his last name is Holt?
A coincidence.
Oh, no, don't tell me he's hitting up on you as well. Has he tried to make contact with you?
Well, yeah, in a roundabout way, yes.
When? Where?
Here, today.
Jimmy Lee Holt was in this hospital?
Still is. All yours, Doctor. Dr. Quartermain, I need your signature.